So here's me taking the video for a second time because I never actually turned my mic on, but I'm back. I upgraded my mic. I have a little plug-in for my phone, so hopefully this sounds better. I have to apologize for not posting like I want to post. Work picked back up, but we're back into it. So today's video specifically is going to be why I have 6 credit cards and the reasons why I got each of those 6 credit cards. So credit cards can be a blessing and it definitely can be a curse. Most of these companies are banking on you carrying a balance over month to month just so they can charge you anywhere between 15 and 30% interest on that balance. Other companies charge you a yearly fee and you don't really see the cash value benefit of paying that yearly fee. So it's just money out of your pocket. And honestly, most people don't have the financial education or self-control to use credit cards responsibly. So I know what you're saying, Adrian, why do you have 6 credit cards if you just listed reasons A, B, C, and D of why they're bad? And honestly, it comes down to personal preference and being completely honest and true to yourself about your own personal financial self-control. I know I can control my spending and therefore I can gain the benefits of having credit cards without them having a net negative effect on my life. So to be frank, my credit score is nothing spectacular. I believe right now it's sitting at a 690, but keep in mind that is with 3 accounts in collections due to personal reasons. Without those accounts in collections, right now I would speculate my score to be anywhere between 80 to 100 points higher, so 770, 790. But with my credit score being so low, I wanted to grab every single point possible to get my credit score higher. So one of the things the reporting agencies look at is your total amount of accounts open. So typically it's categorical. So once you get more than 5 accounts open, then you're going to see a slight bump in your credit score. So for me, since my credit score was so low, I was trying to grab every single potential point I could to increase my credit score. Most agencies like to see that you have 10 plus accounts open connected to your name, but you will also see a bump in your score once you get more than 5. So I wasn't hesitant on opening these accounts. Now, am I saying you should go open 6 accounts right then and there right now? No. That's just going to complicate your financial life and you're going to lose control of your finances. You should only open credit cards with specific reasonings behind them. So each of my 6 credit cards essentially has 6 different reasonings. So let's jump right into it. So here's a clip that I'm filming afterwards. I'm just asking you guys to like and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm. Apparently, if you like it, even if you share it with your friends, we get more views. And if we get more views, we spread the word. And if we spread the word, more people have better finances. Just saying. All right, let's go back to the video. Here are 4 of my 6 credit cards. The other 2 I keep in a different wallet. So the first card that I opened was a secured credit card with Capital One. I paid them $100 and at the time they doubled that. So I got a $200 line of credit. Now that card has a line of credit of $700 and the only thing I charge to that card is Spotify. So Spotify charges them $11 a month and I pay it off. That's the only thing I use that card for. 6 months after having that secured credit card, Capital One qualified me for their unsecured card. I applied, got it. Now that card has a line of credit of $500. With that card, the only thing I charge for that is not Spotify, but it's Audible. I just charge my $15 a month, I believe, to Audible, and I pay that card off. And that's the only thing I use those 2 cards for. And that's honestly the only thing I ever used those 2 cards for. The third card is what I call my daily driver. It's my Bank of America cash rewards card. It has a balance of $4,200. I get 2 to 3% cash back with almost everything I put on that card. So that balance is higher than the Capital One cards. It's a complicated story. I explained it in my video with how I bought a car using credit cards. The reason why I use that as my daily driver is because since it's Bank of America and that's where I have my debit account, I can transfer money directly from my debit account to my credit account. One of the reasons why people tell you not to use a credit card is because you are more likely to buy something that you otherwise wouldn't have bought if you were paying cash or using your debit account. Since it's with Bank of America, every single time I buy something on my credit card, I go to my debit account and I transfer the money over as a payment to my credit card. So every time I buy something, I add this extra step into it so I feel that pain of buying it. And it prevents me of needlessly purchasing something that otherwise wouldn't have purchased if I didn't have a credit card. I think this is the point I realized the first time I shot this video that I wasn't actually recording audio. So we made it, guys. The next 2 cards are the main reason why I wanted to make this video. I opened 2 more cards for what we call credit card churning. So credit card churning is when you're opening a credit card specifically for the sign-up bonuses. For example, my 4th card is American Express Blue Cash Everyday card. it had a sign up bonus of if you bought something that was $500 within the first 30 days, you got $150 back. So this camera that I'm recording this video on is the Sony a6100. There was an open box sale going on at Best Buy. MSRP for this camera is $850. They had it on sale for $600. I was going to buy it absolutely no matter what. I had the money in my bank account, but I went online, looked up this credit card. I was just looking for anything with a sign-up bonus of $100+. Found it, applied for it, got approved for it, got a digital credit card 5 seconds later. I didn't even have the card. Went online to Best Buy, ordered it, drove to Best Buy and picked it up. 2 weeks later, I had $150 applied to that account. So I essentially paid $450 for an $850 camera. That is why credit card churning and credit cards in themselves are beneficial, because you can get these massive discounts. And then my last personal card is a Barclays credit card. So that is an Apple sponsored credit card. I just bought a new MacBook Pro 13-inch. My old one I got going into college. It was 7 years old. I ran that thing into the ground. I sold it for $450, and then I got $100 off using my brother's student discount. So since I sold my old MacBook, I got that $100 off. This MacBook Pro, which would typically be $1,400, was now at $850. And since the Barclays card is an Apple sponsor card, anything you buy Apple related to that card, you don't pay interest on as long as you pay the balance off within 18 months. Now, I have student loans. I would not have bought this laptop if I did not come across this credit card. So the reason why is if I put money toward this laptop instead of my student loans, I'm essentially paying 4.75% interest on the laptop, or the money that went to that laptop, because it could have prevented me paying that amount of interest if I paid my student loans. So since I was able to essentially take that money, put it on this credit card, which is not gaining interest, I can take the money I would have put towards this credit card now and pay it towards my student loans. So that's essentially me paying off my student loans, saving up the money, and then buying the laptop. Financially, I'm going to come out the same, but this allowed me to get the laptop 6 to 8 months sooner. And then my last card I don't want to show is my company credit card. It's not my company, it's who employs me. I have a credit card through them. It's an Amex, and me actually having a relationship with Amex through my company is what allowed me to get approved for my personal Amex card. If you do have a company, I strongly implore you to look at credit cards or company credit cards, because they typically have higher limits and better benefits. There are a few things I want to go over before we close the video out. All of these cards that I have do not have an annual fee. I know I talked about at the beginning of the video. There's not a point of opening 6 credit cards with a $100 annual fee on each of them and paying $600 a month. There's no point to it. Sometimes annual fees, you get the money back in like Uber credits or flight credits. I don't travel a lot, so those cards don't make sense to me. Something I want to reiterate is do not open cards just to open cards. If there's a big purchase or maybe a car repair that you know of that you're going to have to pay for, open a credit card, get the $150 off, put one of your bills on it every month and pay it off, or use it, pay it off, close the account. It's perfectly fine. Nothing's going to happen to your credit score long term. So lastly, one of the benefits of having multiple credit cards that I haven't spoken about up until this point is that right now I have $8,500 of credit that is available to me. Now, if I only had one card, most likely, if I had to guess, Capital One would not give me a $8,000 limit. Bank of America would not give me $8,000 credit line limit. I don't plan on using it, but the amount of credit you have available to you is a factor in your credit score. So I was able to get essentially twice as much credit as I am technically supposed to have, because I have multiple cards with varying amounts of credit lines available on them. So that's it for today's video. It sucks that it took me 2 times to film it, but I love doing this. Honestly, this is what I prefer doing with my time, just talking finances. I'm really into mathematics, and it's kind of sad on a personal level, but I love it. My next video, I plan on actually going through my budget and breaking down how I budget. If you guys want me to review your budgets, put it in the comments below and I'll contact you personally just to see what we can do in terms of that. I think that would be a good video idea. Let me know down below. So I'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, it might be hard now, but does not always have to be. Peace.